Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys, there's another movie review. I know it's been a minute since my last MCU thing. I gotta get my Disney Plus back to watch What If Season 2. It'll be happening soon, don't worry. Anyway, speaking of MCU, I do have a unboxing video. I don't know which one's coming first, of Thunderbolts, so look forward to that. But yeah, we're reviewing the Fantastic Four First Steps. This is going to be a non-spoiler review. The movie pretty much just dropped a few days ago or whatever, so I don't want to ruin the movie if you haven't seen it yet. But obviously, look, the Fantastic Four franchise is not as, let's just say they've had their ups and downs, right? Like, you start with the original, where the cast was, treated kind of badly, I guess. I mean, the cast really cared, and the movie never really got, released, right? Like, you could find that original movie, I don't know when it was made, 80s or 90s or whatever, but it was, it was older. And, you can find it at thrift stores, or I doubt they'd have it at the Exchange near me, but, you can find it probably somewhere, maybe. It's kind of like the Marvel version of the Star Wars Holiday Special, the original one. It's kind of like that, right? Like, they made it, they kind of wanted to bury it type thing. And then you get to the, I believe it was 2005 with Fantastic Four with Ian Griffith or whatever, however you say his name, Chris Evans and Jessica Alba and the other guy, Chiklis, something like that. And obviously that movie is look, it's maligned, but I think, a lot of people have a nostalgia for it. I do, my girlfriend does, and, other people do as well. So a lot of people, do kind of like that movie. It is part of the MCU. It is canon through the multiverse, which we now know thanks to Deadpool and Wolverine. But at the same time, it's still it's a movie that isn't amazing, but it does hold up. And then you get to Rise of the Silver Surfer in 2007, which is, of course, I think my second favorite Fantastic Four film now, but it used to be the best. I thought that was look, it's not amazing, but it was a good movie, right? Like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good film, good action, good comedy. I think it struck the balance pretty nicely. And then you get to 2015 with Fantastic Four, or Fant Four Stick, however you want to call it. Obviously, this is the most maligned Marvel movie maybe ever. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Craven, Morbius, and Madam Web are kind of in this weird cycle of hate as well, but I genuinely think that this is the worst one. Is it the worst movie ever? No. I think it does have some redeemable, factors to it. I don't think it's as bad as, certain people think it is, but it is not good. I'll say that. It's not the worst thing ever, but it ain't a masterpiece either. I think I got it at the Exchange for $2, so I'm like, all right, that's worth it. And, I don't even know if this one is canon to the MCU via the multiverse. We don't really have any proof of that yet, so who knows. If we do have any, canonical proof that Fant Four Stick is in the MCU through the multiverse, please let me know in the comments, but I can't find it. And then, of course, you get to 2025's this film, right? Fantastic Four First Steps. And straight up, this is the best one. Obviously, right? It's Marvel, obviously, Disney Marvel, but it's
fantastic.
Say that again?
About Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic. Obviously, Ion, or Eon, however you say his name, he's my favorite. And of course, Miles Teller he was fine in his own movie, I guess, but I don't really, whatever. He's like the Jared Leto of Mr. Fantastic. He's good, but he's whatever, And then you get to, of course, Pedro in this film. Now, obviously, Pedro's been in a lot of things, right? Obviously, I know him as Whiskey in Kingsman 2, and obviously the bad guy in Wonder Woman 2, which I didn't even see that movie yet. Obviously, The Mandalorian, which he's my favorite in that, obviously, even though it's probably a stunt guy 95% of the freaking time. He technically plays him. And obviously, I think he's in Game of Thrones and something else, Last of Us. But he's good as Mr. Fantastic, okay? I think he's good. A lot of drama came up where I don't really follow this movie's I guess drama or marketing, because I really didn't want to get spoiled a whole lot in the plot, but I guess, I don't know. I mean, I didn't follow it. I guess he's rubbing on Vanessa, who plays Invisible Woman. I don't know. Maybe he is, I don't really care. The guy seems kind of weird, but at the same time, I think he's good, right? I mean, obviously, people were freaked out because he's Mexican-American or whatever, and he's not straight up white, which I get it. You want your comic characters to look how they actually look. So that's not a racist thing if you just want it to be actually accurate to the comic material. But, I think he does a good job. Obviously we get John Krasinski in Doctor Strange 2, which I think he probably looks the best, but I think he's a good, Pedro fits the bill. I think he does a good job. Obviously, this movie takes place in the 60s or whatever, so he has that kind of 60s-esque, dialect to his voice or whatever. They all kind of do. But he does a good job with what he's given. I think, the stretchy powers for the first time don't look like ass. They actually, look good. Obviously, you can tell it's a bit blurry and whatever when he does it. There's a few odd, weird CGI moments in here where I really, really noticed it when Invisible Woman and the rest of the cast gets out of and into the Fantastic Car. It looks a little wonky, almost like a separate plate that they kind of put over the shot or whatever, how they did it. It just looks a little wonky. That's really it, though. I mean, I think, there's a lot of things in here that easily look like top-tier Marvel in terms of the CGI. But back to the cast. Pedro is great. Vanessa Kirby is great. Obviously, I really like Jessica Alba as Invisible Woman. I think she was the best. But Vanessa Kirby has this, I don't know, she has like this innate power where like she commands your presence. And this isn't like, oh, it's a woke thing where like the woman is better than the man type thing. But, like Invisible Woman in the comics, she is powerful, yeah, but she's the glue that holds the family together. Obviously, Reed Richards is still the main character, right? He's like the main guy. So they're not trying to make, the male the bad guy or the male is idiotic and incompetent, like the Black Widow movie. But at the same time, this one does feel like, okay, like, yeah, she does make mistakes, but she knows what she's doing. She cares about her son, Franklin. She has all this crazy stuff, right, that's going on here. And I think that it's a really interesting blend of how she kind of handles this crazy Galactus situation. Johnny Storm is great, played by Joseph Quinn, I think. Obviously, Chris Evans was a really good Human Torch. He kind of nailed like the a-hole personality really well. And then, of course, Michael B. Jordan, who played Human Torch in Fantastic. Obviously, people freaked out because he's black, but then people also freaked out because he's in a horrible film. I think he's fine in that movie, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, the race swap thing is a little weird at first, but, I mean, I guess they couldn't find a good white dude to play him. I don't know. But I think that he's good. He was fine in that movie, I guess. And then you get to this one where I guess they found a white dude to play him who's good because he's good, right? Like Joseph Quinn, he nails Johnny Storm. People were freaking out, of course, where they're like, I think Joseph in the interview was like, oh, well, my version of Johnny Storm isn't sexist or whatever. And people were like, oh, they made it woke. Oh, it's political. And then you watch the movie and like he literally like calls the Silver Surfer, the female version in this, he calls her hot, sexy, naked. It's like, no, yeah, this is the Johnny I know. Like he's not like a total woman chaser, but like he's he's pretty much saying what all straight dudes, including myself, are thinking. So, like, he's just saying it out loud. You know what I mean? So, like, he's just a typical dude. But, yeah, he's rad. He's cool. He has a good friendship with Ben, of course, the Thing, who's also really good in this as well, played by, I don't even know how to say his name, Eben Mokbagak or whatever his name is. I think he's good in this. Obviously, you barely freaking see him, in just, like, a few montage flashbacks in the beginning and all that, before they get their powers. But a lot of it is obviously CGI. Or like if it is a practical thing, it's a dude in a big freaking suit, what I mean? So obviously when you're dealing with the Thing, he's not human, he's a rock dude, so obviously it's gonna look a little weird. But I think he did good. I think he was a good job there. Obviously, female Silver Surfer was cool. Again, oh my god, people freaked out. Oh, it's a woman. Oh, woke. No, the Silver Surfer has been female in the comics. It's an official thing. It's fine. She gives a good performance. I think she is a good character in this. Again, I can't spoil it without, say too much without giving it away because, obviously you have to see the movie. But I think that, she does a good job and the writing for her is quite good where you really kind of, you care about her, but you also despise her. And I think that's actually kind of interesting. Galactus, again, looks effing terrifying. I didn't see it in IMAX, but he does look freaking, he's tall, right? He's a tall dude. He's like Chewbacca times 8,000. It's just a really, really, massive scale person who's not just like a cloud in the Silver Surfer movie, right? Like this is an actual dude who is like, tall, and he's, wearing the suit. He's doing all the stuff that you want him to do. And it's not, like I said, it's just like a poopy butt cloud in the sky. Like this is actually like a real big character, and he looks terrifying. He looks really crazy. Like when you watch like on YouTube Shorts or like TikTok, or I don't have a TikTok, but sometimes they get recommended to me, where like you see like CGI or like AI or like big effing like kaiju monsters and shit. You know what I mean? Like these crazy like demons, and they're just chilling in Las Vegas, or they're just in the ocean, just like looking over people. Those kind of weird videos. It's like that, right? It's like this big, giant galactic-sized figure just kind of looming over New York, and I think it looks pretty cool. Obviously, I thought it was just CGI, but apparently he's not. Apparently it was just like the dude, the guy that I know him from Nosferatu. But, apparently they just got him in, like, the suit, and they just motion captured him and scaled him up. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. I really don't care to find out if that's true or not, but I think it's still kind of cool if it is. But, yeah, I mean, look, like I said, the CGI, we'll get to that. I mean, it's good. I know a lot of Marvel movies have this, tendency of either looking really good or looking like total butt. And, it is what it is. But I think that Marvel is starting to learn their lesson of, hey, maybe we shouldn't make 100 movies and 300 shows a year, right? I mean, yeah, they're good. Like, none of them have been, even She-Hulk. There's redeemable things in She-Hulk. But if you have too many things, some of it will lack, right? Like, you cannot expect everything to look 100% objectively realistic or photoreal and still have all that come out in a year, right? Like, there have to be corners that are cut. And I think they're starting to learn their lesson. Thankfully, this movie looks really good. Again, there's a few scenes where they get out of the Fantastic Car. There's a few scenes with a certain baby that looks, good. Actually, I'll say this. I don't know if they actually got a real baby. I'm assuming, some shots are, but I'm assuming there's certain moments where you're like, oh, that can't be a real baby, unless they're, I don't know, just like, whatever, we got a lot of babies. I don't know, maybe it's just we're throwing them around, but you never know. I think it looks good, right? Like, it doesn't, a lot of CGI babies have this tendency of looking like demon spawns from hell, and this one didn't, and I was like, oh, right? Like, I'm looking at this baby, and I'm like, there's no, like, CGI triggers in my mind going, it's not going crazy, and that was good. Again, if it is CGI, it did not trigger my human monkey brain, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, the CGI for the most part really, really good, just like Thunderbolts, right? Like, it's good stuff. Obviously the story is really good. This is a bit of a non-conventional Fantastic Four film because a lot of even the Incredibles films have this, right? Where, like, what do you really do at the end of a Fantastic Four film? Okay, you have a bad guy, or the bad guy has minions or cronies or whatever, and you've got the Fantastic Four. And what do? They just take turns punching, right? Like, Mr. Fantastic will stretch and punch a guy. Invisible Woman will, turn invisible and punch a guy. Human Torch will flame a guy with a fire punch, and the Thing will clobber him, right? Or punch him. So there's a lot of punching involved, right? Like, how do you do a Fantastic Four finale or an action scene without it being just the same effing thing every time, where it's just, they take turns beating a guy to a pulp, right? Not to say all those other films had horrible finales, but it all became kind of rote in what it was doing, and this was like, again, I'm not going to ruin it, but there's one or two action scenes, not a whole lot, but I think that this film, while it is light on action, it does have stakes, it does have excellent writing, excellent performances. It's not as jokey as some other MCU films can get, so it's more of a serious movie, which I liked. Obviously, the comedy in this comes from the characters and not like an outstretch to try to be funny. It just is because the characters are written well, and I think that's testament to good storytelling there. And I think that obviously, while there aren't as many bad guys to punch or whatever, it still feels like, like the finale of this, they are still using their powers, but it's not just punch, 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 and then he falls over, right? Like, it's pretty interesting what they're able to do here. And yeah, I've heard some complaints where, it's all montages, the whole film is a montage. I'm like, no, you clearly didn't see the movie. Or, look, I get it, media literacy, critical thinking skills, they're down the pooper, okay? I'm just going to be straight up. Like, people, not you, right? Because my listeners and followers are, we're normal. But most people in the world don't have brain stems to rub together. So they either follow the crowd of, everyone loves this movie, I love this movie, or everyone hates this movie, I hate this movie too. We've seen it with Star Wars a million effing times, right? I mean, people are just stupid, and they don't think for themselves, and they don't have the ability to, or they don't want to. And for people that do, like myself, I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy ever, but, I when I care about something, I like to learn everything about it, and I do use my brain, and I thought, okay, why isn't there why isn't there as many action scenes? Why isn't there this happening? Why isn't that happening? And I thought about it, oh yeah, like it's a period piece kind of way. It's taking place in the 60s, and they really wanted to do something unique and different, and I think it really it worked, right? I mean, it's a slower paced film, but again, they really kind of added to that sense of like dread in a way. If you've seen the trailers, you know what I'm talking about. Clocking in at an hour 55. I mean, this is one of the shorter Marvel movies because most of these are like 2 or 2.5 hours. Depending, you'll get a 3-hour one, but I think that, this one does feel brisk, but it doesn't feel like it goes by quick, which I liked. But yeah, I mean, as far as negatives, I really don't have that many. I mean, there's those 1 or 2 CGI shots. Maybe there's 1 or 2 jokes I didn't laugh at that it was kind of awkward. Nothing really, absolutely insane. I don't agree with the whole film as a big montage. There is a montage in the beginning, kind of, addressing like an origin in a way, or like kind of getting you up to the audience up to speed of what they're doing and what they're up to type thing. There's some good comic book references for me that my mom was like, huh? And I was like, yeah! So there's stuff like that for the nerds that will enjoy it. But again, it's a slower paced movie. It's got some good comedy, some good action, good thrills, good excitement, and really good cast. I mean, really, this is the definitive Fantastic Four cast. If you put your nostalgia aside for a second, I think you'll agree. Obviously, if you don't, whatever, each opinion is your own. But at the same time, I walked out of here. Well, I walked in going, yeah, like this looks really good. But I don't know about Pedro. I don't know if they're gonna, I really hope Invisible Woman isn't like, making all the men seem stupid and bad to make her feel good, right? Like we've seen that in other Marvel things before, where all the men are, either evil, or they're pigs, or they're stupid, or they're, they're whatever, right? Like, they're always falling down, and they're just being incompetent. And no, like, the men in this film are just as important and valid as the women, which is how it should be in movies in real life, right? Like, I think it's really interesting that they didn't, thank God, right? They didn't put some stupid agenda down your throat. Notice how it's never the other way around, right? It's always one-sided. But thankfully, they were able to avoid that, and they made a good movie. Like everyone here plays a part. Everyone here's got their own moment to shine, and their own kind of thing going on. And at the end of this film, yes, there's 2 post-credit scenes. The first one will make your jaw drop. If you didn't get spoiled, I got spoiled online because I'm a freaking idiot, and I had to, I think I was YouTubing like a Assassin's Creed or something, and of course, effing Fantastic Four First Steps post-credit scene pops up, and I'm like, that's great. 11 o'clock at night, effing cool, thanks, idiot. So be careful out there, don't get spoiled like I did. But it is still cool, and of course the second post-credit scene is more of a funny thing, but, if you care about Marvel and you want to see, a little funny gag, a little cool, uplifting thing, just stay till the very end. But yeah, man, it's effing great, man. It's such a good movie. It is easily the best Fantastic Four film. I mean, there's no even doubt in my mind. And the fact that we're going to get more of this cast in Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, or maybe, Fantastic Four 2, I don't know if they want to call it that, but, whatever, I think it's good. I mean, would I like to see the older 2 movie casts, yes, even Fant Four Stick show up for a brief cameo in Avengers, Doomsday or whatever? Yeah, like, obviously, right? I mean, but at the same time, like, we're getting the Thunderbolts, a.k.a. the new Avengers, right? We're getting, we have a new Captain America, we still have Thor, we have She-Hulk, we have Hulk, we have Ant-Man, we have so many heroes that could show up in this Avengers film, right? Shang-Chi, Moon Knight, it's effing crazy. And the fact that we're getting, potentially young Avengers and this new Fantastic Four cast, I mean, the MCU is just going to get bigger and bigger. And I think, you get a lot of this where it's like, oh, the MCU's dead. Right, like every time a new Marvel thing comes out, it's either the MCU is dead or the MCU is back. In my opinion, I'm an actual Marvel fan. I'm an actual MCU fan. I have critiques of some things of the MCU, but I don't hate anything, right? I'm never once in my life have I walked out of something or watched something on Disney Plus and thought, oh my God, Marvel died. Oh my God, they're dead. Oh, they killed it. It should have ended at Endgame. It's like, no, like, if you're an actual Marvel fan, I like to think you for the most part, like, watch and enjoy all of it. Like, that's the point, right? Like, obviously, I'm not saying it's all objectively perfect, right? Like, I'm not a big fan of Miss Marvel or She-Hulk or Iron Man 2 or Incredible Hulk or Thor Love and Thunder, but I don't hate any of those things, right? I like, there are redeeming things in all of that. Hell, even Fant Four Stick, I like some stuff. I mean, I'm not some mindless pig sheep, right? Like, I watched it and I thought, okay, yeah, it's not good, but it's not the worst thing in the world, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm the idiot. But like I said, I genuinely love everything Marvel, and I think that, we're getting Spider-Man Brand New Day, in what, like a year and like 1 day less than a year or whatever. So, like, there's a lot of stuff coming up. A lot of new, we got the new Daredevil show, which I still need to watch. There's so much MCU. And, on top of that, we got the multiverse stuff, too, which is, like, all the Fantastic Four stuff, all the X-Men stuff, all the Sony Spider-Man stuff. All of that is now in the MCU through the multiverse. We've even got the PS5 Spider-Man games, Into and Across the Spider-Verse. Those are canon. You have the animated Spider-Man shows from the freaking 90s or whatever, right? Like, those are canon. It's insane. The MCU has just gotten so much bigger over the last few years, for the better. Obviously, okay, the Elektra movie, it's canon. Oh, whoop-de-frickin-do. It's not that great. But it's still cool to say that it's part of the MCU now, right? Again, I have to say through the multiverse or people get all mad. But I think it was great. Like, this movie's really good. I'm excited for the future of the MCU and anything Marvel. I don't know what's going on with Sony now, but, whatever. I know Madam Web, that's not canon to nothing. That's canon to a pile of dirt because they buried that really, really quick. But I think it's really cool. Like, as a Marvel guy, like, it's great. I love Star Wars, obviously. I love DC and all that, but Marvel's they're killing it, man. They're killing it. And I can't wait to see more of this cast and more, of this, hopefully of this caliber, because this is a pretty great movie. I mean, obviously, I loved Thunderbolts. I loved Brave New World. Yes, I like that movie. But I also really, really love this one. It's hard to pick. I think this might be the best out of the three so far, but again, that's not to downplay any of the others, but if I really had to choose, I mean, this is like a top-tier Marvel movie. This is really, really good. This is Marvel at their absolute best. If you haven't seen First Steps, please go see it in theaters. Try not to get spoiled online, but if you have seen it, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this film. Don't ruin it. Don't, say anything super duper spoilery in the comments. But hey, we'll have a non-spoiler discussion in the comments if you want to. Again, leave a like and subscribe if you're new. It's free and it takes a second. It really helps me out. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. My next video, or I don't know what order it's gonna be in, but either you have hopefully seen my Thunderbolts unboxing, or you will see my Thunderbolts unboxing, and we've got just a bunch more awesome stuff coming up on the channel too. So make sure to look forward to that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed Fantastic Four First Steps review. I'm gonna give it. I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. There's just, a few little things keeping it from an A+, for me at least, right? CGI-wise and all the, the little few things I mentioned, just kind of nitpick little things, but, those little nitpicks do add up when you're reviewing something, so I had to kind of take that into effect. But yeah, I mean, compare, like, if I were to give the first one, 2005, it'd be like a C, and Silver Surfers maybe like a C+, Fant 46 like a D+, maybe. So I mean, this is a big step up from those for sure, and I think they really did a really good job of this film. So yeah, let's talk about it all down below in the comments. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.